Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I think, it's a big thing. I mean, we were invited to the funeral today. We can't be there.
So I had a very brief encounter with Southampton, and the reason that I went down there was because my aim was to go to the Southampton Spire hospital, and that was to meet with a consultant that specialises in digestive disease and medical malpractice. From about 2 years ago, if a lot of you guys will remember, my appendicitis ordeal basically, the situation where I almost died. That thing. So the original plan was for me to go down there with another family member, and then that family member let me down. So then in the end, me, my Bapu and my Yaya went down together, and me and my Yaya thought it'd be a really nice little, trip, and it was quite bizarre for me to kind of leave like the area without Athena, obviously. So I had all this anxiety about travelling down there because I don't do very well in the back of cars either. I'm not very good with the back of cars. I get travel sickness. I always feel really nauseous when I'm sat in the back of a car. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, especially for a long period of time. I would much rather be on a plane or on a train. We got to Southampton a lot later than we were supposed to get to Southampton because of Bapu's driving and the fact he got lost. He wouldn't listen to me even though I had a sat-nav on my phone. He just would not listen. That added an extra 3.5 hours onto our trip, and where I live is in Manchester. So from Manchester to Southampton, if you type that into Google Maps, you'll see the distance and you can calculate how long that should be in a car. And it took us a long time to get there. A lot longer than it should have. I really appreciate the fact that he took me, even if he moaned at me and shouted at me all the way there, and then when his sat-nav took us onto the wrong motorway, he blamed that all on me for about 15 minutes. Greek men though, they've got this anger inside of them. I love him. He's stubborn, but I love him. And the pen was mine. The pen is no longer mine, because it dropped out of my bag on the way to the car. Don't get too cocky when you're taking the stationery from hotels, guys. I did, however, take the soap, which is still here. It's really good quality stuff. It's like Peter Thomas Roth. It smells like oranges, and it's mega rich body lotion and shower gel. That's good. One really weird thing for me about staying in the hotel was the fact that by chance, by complete coincidence, I ended up bumping into a lawyer who ended up giving me advice. Like, obviously honest advice. He wasn't like a shady lawyer or anything. It wasn't like, here's how to trick this person or blah, 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 blah. But by chance, I just happened to meet this Italian lawyer. He just came over to me and offered me a cigarette, and we started speaking, and he was like 35 or something, and he told me that he is a lawyer in ships in, like, the Mediterranean and all over the world, and he flies everywhere and stuff. And at first I thought he was just trying to impress me because he said that he liked blondes, and I'm obviously transitioning my hair at the moment. I'm going lighter, so even though my hair isn't like completely blonde or white or whatever yet, it's kind of getting there, but green and blue is a bitch to get out. Just saying, just throwing that out there, it is a bitch to get out. So at first I was like, are you hitting on me? But it turns out he was just being nice until at the end when he offered me to go to his hotel room, and I politely declined by giving him a polite hug and running away. Running behind the doors, running down the corridor, and back into the bedroom where my Yaya and Bapu were. Or should I say my Yaya was snoring and Bapu was awake, wondering where I had gotten off to for the past hour and a half. Didn't realise how I was talking to that guy for that long, by the way. It turns out I just talk and talk and talk and talk. I didn't lead him on at all, by the way, like in no shape or form, but he was just offering me legal advice basically, and he was telling me that he's there because there's loads of other lawyers from all over the world and they're doing this and that and this and that, and he was just kind of giving me advice, and he kept offering me Camel cigarettes as well, and it was the imported Camel cigarettes as well, so I'm just gonna throw that out there. Basically, he ended up giving me loads of advice and we had a good talk, and I just thought it was a very weird encounter to have, like with a lawyer the day before I'm going to Southampton Spire to speak about my case that I've got. What a coincidence that is. And he was very like uplifting, he was very like kooky, he was very like woo. I liked the fact he was so down to earth, and you know, I had a nice conversation with him and he gave me good advice, but I'm not the type of person to kind of just go off to someone's hotel room with them, because I just find it quite, it's bizarre to me. I've never done anything like that. I've never had a one night stand, so that to me is just really odd. But I liked the advice he gave me, so I thought I'd just throw him in there. I don't know if he's out there. He's not going to be watching this ever. I hope not. That would probably be a little bit embarrassing. Hi, lawyer dude. Yep, I ran away from you. Now I'm telling the internet. This whole trip I was very anxious about, like, because I don't like the idea of reliving that experience that I haven't relived for a while, because I remember when it first happened to me, my appendicitis, I would bang on about it quite a little bit. It kind of got to me and it affected me and it kind of consumed me in a way, and I was like and it floated around for a while. Obviously it would to anybody if you was to like almost die in the hands of the people that you trust, aka the hospital that I trusted. And if you want to know more about that, then I'll link the video to my appendicitis story down below, as embarrassing as it is. And yeah, I don't know. Old videos just seem to get like embarrassing, and I don't know why, because that's me. I've left it there because it's me. It's just me years and years ago, and I've changed a bit now, and just, it's odd. I don't know, we grow, don't we? We grow and we change. I have been speaking for a while. What was I saying? I've gone off topic. So the whole trip I was quite anxious about. So the advice that the lawyer gave me, you know, I decided to soak it in. And then the next day we went to the hospital, which was really fancy. I'll insert some pictures here. I can strongly recommend any of the Spire hospitals. Just from looking at that one Spire hospital, I could tell you, wow. I went straight to the website when I got home and thought, I need / want private healthcare so much. Why can't I afford it? Because they had like a machine with coffee and tea and like latte and hot chocolate and just, well, coffee is a latte, but they had everything, and they had like cold water, iced water, and just, it was nice. Everything was clean, everything was cushy, everything was so bizarrely perfect. It was just the closest I've seen to a hospital that nice is the hospital that I went to in America, in Austin, when I was there. I've never ever been to a private hospital in England before, and I was just like, wow, what? This is crazy. They were so polite there. It was like something out of the Twilight Zone, because normally in the hospital near me, everyone's just being a wanker, so like, get to the back of the queue, cough for me. Now fuck off, here's a prescription. That's what it's like up here. It wasn't like that at the Southampton Spire. It was great. The doctor I saw, he was really good, he was really thorough. He made me feel very comfortable, and when I was going through my witness statement with him, it just felt natural. It didn't feel like there was a lot of pressure on me at all. So overall I feel like it went really well. It was just kind of upsetting for me, and I was quite anxious, and I did cry a little bit when I was speaking about it all in detail again, because I haven't brought it up for a very long time. So I'm very proud of myself for doing that. But it's quite bizarre, because I feel like I wouldn't have been able to actually go through with that if it wasn't for this random little thing that happened to me before that. We didn't really get much time to explore Southampton, so prior to my appointment we just went into the city centre. I walked through this gardeny patch of beautifulness, which was just like flowers and, you know, a park basically. I walked through the park with my eye on my bapu, and I took a few little photos, and I saw this art house place. Was it called the Art House? I think it was called the Art House. It stuck out to me straight away because it said art, obviously, and I'm an artist, and I love anything quirky. I love the Northern Quarter in Manchester, and I love little boudoirs. I just love little trinket shops, and I love little vintage shops and charity shops, and anywhere there might be something a little bit different, something that is visually pleasing or inspirational or something that's insightful to me. You know, I love little things that just stick out. That just stuck out to me, and I just went in and I was like, wow, and I loved the place, and I had a little bite to eat with Yaya, and it was really nice. Bapu ended up going to KFC. He's just recovered from all kinds of health ailments, like I mentioned in my favourite feelings video, and he's gone off to get KFC. He's not picking any healthy options, now he's just living life to the fullest. It's like the amount of times he's eaten KFC since that operation is probably not healthy for him in any shape or form, but you can't tell him. You can't tell a stubborn Greek man what to do. And if you have any stubborn Greek men in your family, or any stubborn Mediterranean men, then you will just know that you cannot tell them what to do. They tell you what to do. It doesn't work both ways. So he went off to KFC and me and Yaya had a really healthy dinner. It was really beautiful. It was really lovely. And I had this soup which was like, it was just delicious. It was delicious. It was really nice. I ended up going to explore when Bapu came back because Bapu was being very rushy and he was a bit stressed, and when Bapu's stressed he tends to kind of convey that onto other people, and I was anxious already about my appointment, so I just kind of like left the table so he could just talk with Yaya for a little bit, give them some time to themselves, and I went upstairs to explore, and straight away I saw a piano. Straight away it was just like, ah. I was just in awe of this piano. Straight away that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go and play the piano. I wrote about this on Instagram, and I bet the post on Instagram, if I was to insert it here, would probably convey the emotion more and the feeling more, because obviously this was a couple of weeks ago now that I went to Southampton, so I'll insert the Instagram post here because I feel like when you write something down as soon as it happens, or you record something as soon as it happens, it's so much easier to explain, isn't it? So I'll insert that here, but the overall feeling that I got was, I haven't played or performed in front of anybody for a while, I've been very nervous about it. I've been wanting to do a jam night, and then basically what I ended up doing, it was crazy. I just ended up sat in the corner of this cafe playing the piano. And I don't know what gave me the balls to do it, but it's what I needed in that moment in time. I needed something to help me, something to encourage me, something to kind of inspire me to move forward and to go to that appointment and kind of feel, you know, that I could do it. I needed some kind of drive, something. And I was in an area that was alien to me, and I've not been surrounded by a lot of people really all at once that often. It's like I've been trying to do that more often and get myself out with people again. Since being in recovery really. And what it said on the piano was, "You are welcome to play if you can play, but please be mindful of other cafe users. Please don't bash my keys. I am over 100 years old. Thank you. Love, Joanna the piano." This piano was obviously just not tuned at all, so it kind of sounded horrific in parts, but even though it was out of tune, I still carried on going. And I was quite rusty at first, but then when I kind of got into the swing of things, I ended up playing some Muse and people recognising it, and playing Titanic and people recognising it, and being asked to continue playing, and then it's been a while since someone's actually sat there and played it. And I can't believe I sat there in the middle of a cafe with people drinking coffee in the corner and eating and stuff, and nobody left the room. That amazes me. It shocks me because at first I was terrible on that thing. I was abysmal. I was just pressing, trying to kind of find my boundaries again because I'd played an actual piano for a long time since my mum sold my piano a while ago. So it was just kind of like, oh my god. And then I sat there and everything just came rushing back to me. It's what I needed in that moment. That's definitely what I needed. I got a little bit of footage, but my camera actually cut out, so I didn't get all of the footage of me playing the piano, but I'll insert some of it. The piano playing is not up to scratch. It's more so the fact that I actually had the balls to do it. And then when I got into the swing of things, the fact that I got asked to carry on playing is crazy to me because I thought I sounded abysmal, and apparently I didn't. But I was so anxious, and all of that anxiety in that moment, my hands were shaking on the piano, they were going crazy, and slowly I just felt the anxiety leave my fingertips. That's the only way I can explain it. It just left. It gave me the drive and the willpower to go to my appointment, and I went to my appointment, and my appointment went quite well. And then after that we journeyed all the way back to Manchester, and that was it. I just feel like I could have gone to so many other places, but at the same time it wasn't the right time for me to explore, and also in the mindset that I was in. And obviously my daughter was in Manchester, so I had to go back. It's not like I had the freedom to just explore and do my own thing. It would have been nice, but at the same time it wasn't the right time. But that time I spent in that cafe, I'll never forget. The people were really lovely and down to earth, and it impacted me because it gave me hope, and it kind of reminded me that music is my drug, and music is that thing that ultimately calms me and makes me feel better about everything. It's that thing that kind of keeps me going, and it's a natural painkiller for my everyday circumstances and how I feel at the moment and how I have been feeling. So to be surrounded by such beauty and such lovely people, and the fact that no one left in the cafe and nobody said anything harsh to me, no one said anything derogatory or negative towards me, I'm so thankful for that experience in itself. I hope you enjoyed this little vlog, and I will speak to you guys soon. Bye! messing about.
No, carry on.
Oh no, it's terrible.
It's really nice that someone gets to play her.
I just noticed it was a bit out of tune, so I was just messing about with it.
Yeah. It's a bit harpsichordy.
Yeah, it's like unpredictable. I was playing the notes, I was like, whoa, I didn't expect it to go that low. What's going on?
Please carry on.
I don't know what to play.
Easy to run it last, isn't it? Yeah.